It's no secret that the content you consume affects you, but I feel like people don't fully comprehend how profound of an effect that it really has. For example, music. A sad violin track can easily put you in your feels, while salsa will inspire a completely different mood. Imagine feeding your brain a constant stream of heartbreak, pessimism, or violent lyrics. Over time, that energy sinks in. You're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Same way, you are what you eat. Music works in the same way. I had a sad music phase. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I still do listen to music of a more reflective and moody vibe, but moderation is key here. I remember these times I would spend every day of the entire school day listening with one AirPod in my ear, even in a classroom. I would barely talk to anybody, had an awful sleep schedule, and was overall on a downward spiral. Side note here, it's not that listening to emo music one time will instantly spawn depression onto you, but it's very easy to begin to manifest sadness into your life, as that is all that you're feeding your subconscious mind. Besides, looking beyond just the overconsumption of negative music, the deeper issue lies in our susceptibility to addiction. This propensity to addiction is kind of similar to that of an impressionable teenager. Because of their feelings of inadequacy, vulnerability, and a yearning for an escape, are easily taken advantage of by groomers. And I guess the analogy works the same way with music. The emotive content resonates with those who are struggling, whether you're depressed, grieving, heartbroken, whatever fits really. In an era where films, movies, and music are on tap 24/7, sad people will often find themselves abusing forms of media whilst coveting the acknowledgement and validation that the content gives them in the first place. This just simply leads them deeper into their chosen means of escape. When we feel deeply seen and known by another person, it is like being loved by God. Brené Brown. And in this case, the band-aid of music that you may be using as a cure or solution to all your negative feelings, whilst feeling like a warm hug, is in reality slowly dragging you down. The road to hell feels like heaven, and the road to heaven feels like hell. And yeah, cutting out the Juice WRLD or Lil Peep isn't exactly hell, but yeah, you get the idea. Overindulging in personal vices may feel good in the moment, but if something feels too good and too easy, it's usually costing you somewhere in another department. And this is the real danger. Most people don't even link the damage to its actual cause. They've been conditioned to see the habits as normal and not as the vices that they actually are. It's kind of like a teenager thinking that their acne is becoming increasingly bad just because they don't have a proper skincare routine like the influencers, rather than correctly attributing their acne to their diet of pure junk food and vibes. Regardless, the path of indulgence and instant gratification can be easy and enjoyable, yet quietly destructive. Take Jimmy for example. See, Jimmy smokes weed regularly, conditioned by his culture and community to believe that it's harmless, and totally burn alcohol, dude. But when life takes an unexpected turn, his baseline happiness plummets. In response, he increases his usage, not to feel good, but simply just to feel normal again. And yeah, whilst not all indulgences damage the body, you will not find a vice that gives you a high without taxing your mind, and by extension, your brain. For example, music, doom scrolling, blah blah blah. You see, every time you decide to indulge, your brain gets a little reward, a spike of dopamine that makes everything feel more vivid, just a little bit more bearable. But your brain isn't built for endless rewards without effort. What once felt like a treat becomes normal, and real life, work, relationships, even simple moments start to feel empty. It's kind of like overplaying your favorite song until it turns hollow. Your brain's emotional currency has inflated. Happiness becomes harder to reach. Focus slips, and real drive, the kind that survives boredom and struggle, begins to escape you. Do you not ever think about how you find it so hard to do anything? I mean, anything. You may struggle with working for an hour with no distraction, but you might even struggle with doing things that you enjoy, things that you actually want to do. I guess it's just considered normal to constantly chase stimulation. Motherfuckers will watch a film whilst also scrolling their feed, playing a game, or even grabbing a snack, jumping from one stimuli to the next without ever doing anything that actually feels meaningful. The constant pleasure that you drown yourself in is leading you to lose the ability to find pleasure in your own hobbies. In chasing the high, you'll find that you've lowered the ceiling for your own happiness. You see, in today's era, I don't even think it's ridiculous to say that watching a series of movies, getting into a show, or even reading manga can actually be a productive pursuit and not a complete waste of time. If I walked into my kids' room and I saw them watching the Harry Potter films for the first time, or if they were slowly chipping away at One Piece, I would not be mad at all. Productivity isn't just journaling and time blocking, brown noise, or the Pomodoro technique. Lately, I value simply just living, gaining experience, making time for hobbies, meaningful conversations, and a change of scenery, all while slowly building something that's real and that actually matters. And even if you're a hustle culture demon and aren't convinced, taking time out for enjoyment is a bona fide recipe for longevity and a genuine way to keep burnout at bay. But regardless, in the modern day with doom scrolling, endless gaming, and musical overload, it really feels like we just lost touch with what actually counts in everyday life. I truly believe that now more than ever we need to prioritize moderation and discipline in how we navigate the online world. Instead of endless rounds of competitive video games, opt for a story game. Play your own pace and in your own time. The narratives are often surprisingly fleshed out too. Reduce screen time on apps like TikTok and Instagram. Aim to no longer wake up and immediately begin sinking hours into the void. I'm not saying you have to do a complete 180 on your current lifestyle and begin researching the political and economic state of the world. Me myself, I love me some Instagram reels, and even recently I've been getting back into Clash Royale for the first time since secondary school. But again, the key point is moderation. Don't let trivial pursuits consume your life. Remind yourself what purpose they actually serve in your day-to-day. Is Clash Royale my full-time job? No, therefore I have absolutely no business playing for more than an hour a day. Okay, maybe some days I'll play 2-3 hours max on rest days. You see, these days I've been more intentional with the music that I consume too. I'm steering away from that negativity and I'm learning to use music to fuel different moods that I'm in. Music should be used as a tool to enhance specific parts of your everyday life. Channel the artist's emotions into your own. I'll put out some examples of what I mean. So if you're treating my videos as audiobooks and you're not looking at the visuals, I will find you and it will not be fun. But ultimately, nothing is an overnight fix, and I myself am no expert. What I can say though, by simply just taking the first steps in swapping out the bad for the good, will set you on the upper spiral that we all desire. You will be on the right track. Now, for your homework. This week, I invite you to do just one thing that brings you closer towards a goal or aspiration. If you want to lose weight, maybe drink a liter of water extra a day. If you want to read more, start by reading a sentence a day. Literally a sentence a day. Start small and find pleasure in constantly improving. You'll quickly find that your efforts will snowball. And in 6 months, you'll be a completely different person. Practice moderation. Be more intentional with what you consume whilst cutting back on stimulation. Take time to reset, and most importantly, do what you enjoy. When you've earned it or you've hit a mental block, you may find yourself reverting to your old habits. Make sure to nip them in the bud and remind yourself that the path to your goals isn't as easy as sages make it appear in the movies.